Well, students all across the state will head back to class over the next 2 weeks.
But as Como investigator John Humbert discovered, some schools aren't ready to protect them during an emergency. John?
School districts must run 9 emergency drills each year for fires, lockdowns, earthquakes, and more. It's the law. But we found some schools acing those tests. Others haven't held a single drill in years.
Wow, you're definitely king of the mountain up there, aren't you?
In a matter of days, Antoinette Lyons' children will be away from the playground and back at school.
Yeah. Say, be safe. Oh, I want my kid to be safe. Are you serious?
Shocked by what the Como investigators uncovered,
Wow.
She has new safety concerns.
School safety ain't what it used to be.
Disappointment, too, from Mike Donlin with the state superintendent's office at our discovery.
Right now, drop cover and hold on.
Districts all across the state are failing to follow a state law on emergency drills. Apparently, we're the first ones who bothered to check.
Your question has never really come up.
Starting in 2013, every school in Washington is supposed to perform at least 9 drills a year. We looked at the 3 largest districts in our area: Kent, Tacoma, and Seattle Public Schools.
This is not a nice to have. This is a have to have.
Chris Loftus with Kent Schools admits that a few years ago, his district was falling short.
It still has to happen, and we have to find a way.
In 2013, 85% of Kent schools did all the drills. There was a slight dip in 2014. Then last school year, a perfect grade.
What's your location?
Despite that, the district keeps upgrading its security office and plans to have 1,000 cameras in place by next school year.
It's one moment of additional peril because we weren't prepared. Well, that's more than a legal failure. That's a moral and ethical failure.
An ongoing failure in other districts.
We need to practice.
In 2013, Tacoma schools actually performed most of the drills, but not all of them. In the eyes of the state, that equals 0. The next year saw a huge jump to 68% success across the board. Last year, though, a big drop to just 40%.
And not all those principals are doing it. Not everyone. We're getting closer and closer to 100% compliance.
The district is now tying completion of the drills to principal evaluations. Accountability from Tacoma, while the state can do nothing.
Is there any element of sanction or punishment for not doing this right?
No.
Is that just the way it's designed?
Just the way it is, yeah.
No consequence for failure, which brings us back to Antoinette.
Are you serious?
She's a Seattle schools parent where we found 0 schools properly following the state emergency drills law. Not one since 2013.
When you're talking about safety like this, there's not one child who should be left behind in that.
Of the 27 drills required in 3 years, district records show Hawthorne Elementary held just 1 drill in those 3 years. At Rainier Beach High, 0. That's where Antoinette's oldest goes.
Really, there isn't any excuse for them not to be doing the things that they are supposed to be doing.
SPS was the only district that refused to go on camera to explain these records. We wanted to know, were the drills not happening or were they just not being properly tracked?
I don't like either of those outcomes.
Yeah. And I work on the premise that they're doing what they should be doing.
By all appearances, the honors system isn't working in Seattle. Antoinette doesn't know how the district got this so wrong.
If you have a school district, a couple of miles down the road that is doing it at 100%, then that lets me know that it is possible and it should be done. Can he do it? Here, hold on to the rope.
While another year is about to start for students, the districts have overdue homework.
Unfortunately, these children are being left behind, and it's unfair.
Now, Seattle Public Schools gave us this statement, which says, in part, schools manage their emergency drills and keep records while monthly emergency planning meetings are supported by the central office. RCW 28A.320.120 does not require districts to report compliance to OSPI. Now, we have all those reports from Kent, Tacoma, Seattle, all up on KomoNews.com right now so you can see how your kids' school fared. John Humbert, Como Investigator.